So here's a little pro tip when you're working with an in-house production company that already owns all of its equipment and is very familiar with their set. Don't forget to ask the details. See, to me, I was asking for some 4-foot Quasar tubes, which they said they had. And it's maybe more on me than it is on them, but I forgot to ask which type of Quasar tube. At the time, I only thought there was that one type of Quasar tube where you could just roll the color temperature from 2800 degrees Kelvin all the way to like maybe 6500 degrees Kelvin. That's the one that I had in mind, that 4-foot tube, which I was thinking, great. We'll use that 2800 degrees and we'll use maybe 3000 degrees and we'll have them dimming and up and down for this little fire flicker. And of course, I love using a 4-foot tube for all types of hair light. The way it's just kind of spread softly, and whether you add more diffusion to it or you already lean into that opaque, bulb lighting where it's already pretty soft. And especially for hair, it does give it a nice little kiss. But the version that they had was a version that I was unfamiliar with that only went from 3200 degrees Kelvin to 5600 degrees Kelvin. It was a bicolor Quasar tube. And that's really not that big of a deal to most people. But to me, I love to have my hair light a little bit cooler than whatever my key is. So for now, we're balanced at 3800 degrees Kelvin. This light is about 3800 degrees Kelvin. However, it's in through a muslin cloth, which is a warmer, so it's gonna come off a little bit warm. And if I was to put a hair light intentionally up here, I would put it around 4000, maybe 4500 degrees Kelvin, just to make the top light a little bit more cooler. This is a tip that works well for when you're outside, especially in daytime, where the top light can be cooler because the sun or the sky is bluer, so blue kind of does make sense. My tip is make sure you figure out what versions they have. Don't go in assuming, find out, so you get the Quasar 2, what ranges of Kelvin does it have? Oh, it's just a bicolor. I'm like, oh shoot. And that shows up in it later in one of my examples where the hair light on my Talent was warmer than what I would have wanted. And we could have gelled it if we had gels. And that's because we're not working with a total rental house with 1 ton or 5 ton grip trucks that are pre-built with all these things. This is an in-house team who built a really pretty elaborate package. But it's one of those things where, oh shoot, I didn't get exactly the way I would have liked it. Don't get caught like I did. All right, back to it.